today. Anyway, I am Nova Minokawa, your fallen star rising to the top of your hearts, here with Vampire Therapist. So the desktop is a little low for me just because it's kind of loud, but then I'll put it up when we get started on the stream. I think I have no idea how many streams left I have for this. I was hoping it'd be a little sooner than later, but I don't think that's going to be the case because we're taking it pretty nice and slow, but that's fine. So why don't we just go ahead and get started today. Let me shrink down and continue. Let's see. Is this the one? Is this the... No, it's this one. Hello? Oh, there we go. Okay. Let me know if I need to adjust.
Ancient one. She's 1,200 years younger than you, Andy.
I suppose I was engaging in a bit of labeling myself. You are, of course, correct. Still, her age presents a unique challenge. After one lives for 1,000 years, history seems less a line than a fixed point.
Who are you talking about? Are you talking about Medi again? It's pretty loud. Okay. How about now? How are the beats? Yeah? Alright.
Speaking of which, I imagine you can guess what distortion an old one such as Medi might fixate upon.
Are the voices going to be quiet? Are they quiet right now? Because if I turn it up, it's going to turn up everything. The beat is kind of loud. I don't know. Let me see. Sound. Okay, let's turn down the music volume and then turn everything up. So you can use the old one as Medi. Let's see. I think it could be either one of these, right? Dang. Overgeneralization. Never quite get it differentiated. Can I go Cognitive Distortions? Black and white. I mean, I think that's pretty good. That's pretty relevant. Take one or two experience, because I feel like it's both, right? She's taken a couple of experiences from before and thinks it's gonna happen every time. But she's pretty dramatic. Maybe it's this one?
It's Nosferatu thinking. Medi's seen so much history that mortals can only be one way or another for her.
You are not incorrect. She does indeed paint the world with a very old, broad brush. But her true distortion is more specific.
Okay, then it's overgeneralization.
It's gotta be overgeneralization. She really is basing all her opinions on her experiences when she was alive.
Very good, Samuel. I heard tales of her island in my time, but they were never peaceful tales. I am not surprised she finds safety in her narrative.
How's it going so far? Is it better? The sound and the the voices and the BGM working out better?
What other distortions do you think Medi might exhibit?
Personalization, right? Disqualifying the positive about herself. Labeling. What are we... I mean, if ever generalization is too much like Nosferatu thinking, then maybe I shouldn't put it here. It is better. Those beats are still pretty loud. Yeah. Okay. That sucks. I will, when I get out of this, I'll adjust it even further so the beats aren't as beaty. I'm gonna say emotional reasoning. Oh wait, no, but also control, or not control fallacy, should statements, because like, she thinks she should please them, blah, blah, blah. Do I get rid of one of these? Maybe I'll get rid of labeling and put should statements.
Good to go, boss.
Alright, hold on. Let me do this again. Settings. Music even. Is it effects? No. Yeah, it's just music. I'm gonna put it down here.
Then I will leave you to it. Good luck, my friend.
Hello! Hi, Masha. How are you doing? Are you feeling any better?
Hello again, strange cowboy man.
It's good to see you again, Mitty. How's the past month been for you?
Yeah, I wonder.
I went for a walk, just like you suggested. Didn't like it very much.
Somewhat you got through work and are taking off tomorrow. Woo! Yeah, take that time off. If you got it, use it.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. What was so unpleasant about it?
When you adjust sound, maybe back off that sound effects one a bit too. The page flips and bats were a little loud. Dang, I didn't think this was a problem last time. Wonder what happened. Put that like halfway here.
It's very loud outside.
Oh, her eyes darkened.
And dirty and smelly. Everywhere I walked, it smelled like mortal food, which is disgusting.
What part of town do you live in?
They knew how good it felt to drink blood. Maybe they would not eat so much of this pizza food.
Oh, if only you could eat pizza. I say that, but I don't really like pizza.
There's so many cars too. I don't like cars. They have hateful faces. They look so angry all the time.
She's not wrong. Maybe she should watch Cars.
Stepped in a wee, killed 7 men, and got splashed by a bus. It's really quite awful.
Oh no, that's a terrible walk. I'm sorry. You killed 7 men? What?
You killed 7 men? How the heck did that happen?
Thank you, Sam. I'm so glad every time I have a reaction, it is normal and Sam has it also. Hold on. I lost my ability to zoom in. Let me see if I can bring that back. Tools? Yeah, I think it's a script here. I gotta choose the source. I had to do my source for the game. It just messed up pretty badly for some reason, so I had to delete it and start it up. So let's see. If I choose game, can I not choose game capture? There we go. Let's see if that works. There we go. Yeah, okay. We're back, baby.
Oh, that was inconvenient, you know. Normally I have my zealots do that kind of thing for me. They take care of the bodies.
She knows that they're zealots.
But I had to do all that silly work myself. And now there are always police sirens going off, which interrupts my streams and makes my followers very sad.
Wow.
Why did that all happen?
Because they found the bodies everywhere, silly. I don't know what to do with my rubbish.
I don't know. Where was I supposed to put them?
I meant, why the killing? You didn't happen to make a few assumptions based on past experiences? Why kill a bunch of men?
Oh, well, they looked at me. I know what mortals who look at me are like. If I let them live, they'd probably try to burn me as a witch. I could do nothing but kill them.
Girl. Girl. They just looked at her. Okay, so I need to look up personalization again. Personalization. Is that the one that is like... Because... Okay, wrongly linking external events to ourselves out to get us. That sounds right. Let's do that. Ah, fuck.
She knows what all mortals are like. I hope she remembers that we were all once mortal ourselves.
Then is it emotional reasoning?
Ravi looked at me. I know what mortals who look at me are like. If I let them live, they'd probably try to burn me as a witch. I could do nothing but kill them.
Feeling alone. Okay, that maybe not that one. Alright, let's try overgeneralization.
Hold on a sec. You know what mortals who look at you are like. How do you know? Are you reading their minds?
Do not perceive me, or else. Yeah, they failed the vibe check for sure.
I don't have to read their minds, sweetling.
Sweetling.
I have known manlings for a very long time.
Manling. Sweetling.
I get what you're saying. But here in this room, at least, we gotta be honest with ourselves. Do you really know what they were thinking?
Silly mouseling. I do not need to know what a wolf is thinking to know what a wolf is.
Mouseling.
Does that mean every wolf you see is gonna try to eat you?
We don't have wolves anymore. They're all gone now.
I killed them.
So maybe you can see where that kind of thinking can be a problem. It was scared people who killed all them wolves, right?
Wait. Oh, she means literal wolves? I mean, that's not true. We got wolves.
Now I know that thinking doesn't come from nowhere. Old as you are, I'm sure you've seen some real awful stuff.
That's right. Haven't killed you, though. You are kind, little mouse.
At least she doesn't hate me. Like all my other clients. But I don't know if she'll really like me for too long.
Well, let's lay off the mouse stuff a little.
Yeah, boundaries.
I'm sorry. Don't wish for you to scurry away into a little hole. Do you want to hear why I feel the way I do?
Yes.
I would appreciate it greatly, miss.
Let me tell you about men from my time, then. Let's start with me, Da.
No, not your da. I hope it's I don't even know what I'm hoping for. I know it's gonna be bad.
My father sold me and my mother to a chief of a rival clan for a golden necklace.
A golden necklace?
That is just horrifying.
Oh, don't fuss, sweetling. It was the most beautiful golden necklace. At least 2 girls' worth. My father got quite a deal, really.
Oh no! Girl, no!
You're using humor, but I'm sure that must have been heartbreaking for you.
It was common at the time. I suppose I should have been glad to be the possession of an old chief.
2 women's worth of necklace? No way! Women were surely valuable at... I mean, do I sound stupid? Like, I know there's the whole prioritizing boys thing, but like, come on. Let's see. Common at the time. Should be glad. Is this should then?
Whose should is that, matey?
Why, everyone thought that. They were ever so surprised when I ran away. Did wish I could feel the way they felt, but I simply could not.
Oh.
I think most of us vampires had it rough as kids. Maybe most kids have it rough. I don't know. But the one thing I do know is that kids don't come with the same shoulds their parents have got. I think we're learning all them shoulds ended up being a load of horse shit anyway.
True.
I knew girls who did as they were told. They would have been thrilled to have been the concubine of a powerful chief. But, he was so old. Cormac Neil, the oldest man I had ever seen. I remember thinking, where is his face? Because I could not see it under all his disgusting wrinkles.
Where is his face? What did this man look like? Good God.
How old was the guy?
Thank you, Sam. How old was he?
38.
38?
That was pretty old in your time, huh? I wish I'd died at 38. Could have been a better looking corpse.
Well, he left an awful looking corpse. His face was all...
I like her. She's funny. I imagine her just like flailing her arms like...
I'm guessing you had something to do with that, huh?
Not me. My boyfriend, Abertach. He told me he'd set me free. I suppose he did.
Boyfriend. Let me hear about this guy.
He created a delightful poison for me. He said it would make my dear master die in excruciating pain. So, one night I lay with him, and that means I did sex. And when he was pleased, I fed him the poison mead. Abby did what I couldn't, and the old fool finally died.
Wow. She kind of gave him a good death. Well, I mean, I guess he gurgled, but like, she still decided to have sex with him, I guess. I wonder if she was a vampire at that time, though. Probably not, right? Maybe this happened and then she turned into a vampire? Okay, let's see. Did what I couldn't. Perhaps this is still a should statement, even though it says could. I don't really know what else it would be here. No?
It sounds as though Medi did her fair share in freeing herself from captivity. It must have been terrifying for her.
Oh, okay. So we should be saying, like, hey,
So,
you were involved
one night
with
I
being
lay with him,
freed.
And
I
that
suppose
means I
so.
did sex.
You're saying your boyfriend killed your husband, but it sounds to me like you did the real work.
That's fair. She did feed it to him. That's true. I didn't think about that.
He mixed up some herbs, sure, but you were the one that had to sleep with the old man and get the poison in him.
Okay, so wait. I don't think she killed him as a vampire then. Or her boyfriend. Don't you think her boyfriend, if he was a vampire, would just like kill him? So maybe they're still human. I don't know.
Abby made sure I knew it was because of him that I was free. He said it could never have happened without him.
He didn't have to be brave to mix up a potion. I think the bravery was all you, Medi. Don't disqualify the idea that the person who set you free was you.
Yes, power.
You know, I think you're absolutely right, strange cowboy man. I did do all the work,
He has a name. His name is Sam.
but Abby never let me forget that he was the one who freed me. He wanted me to worship him.
Oh, and now she's the one who wants people to worship her. Interesting.
A fella who demands to be worshipped is always going to be a dangerous man.
Dangerous men have always been drawn to me. Must be something about the way I am.
Oh, no. That's emotional reasoning, right? Oh,
Medi
come
is assuming She
on!
has a unique problem, but unfortunately, it is not so.
Oh, wait, is that personalization?
Dangerous men have
Jesus
always been drawn
Christ.
to me.
Hello?
Must be something about the way I am.
These are all too close to each other. External events to ourselves in cases where realistically there's no link. Against me. Scared of my face. Okay, then what's emotional reasoning? Feeling alone. Okay, feeling alone, emotional. Personalization because of me. I'll try to remember that.
Now don't go blaming yourself for bad men being bad. I'm sure you'd rather be left alone.
Well, that's what I thought, but it seems I am a temptress. That's what the churchmen say.
Woo! Poor gal.
Look, you deserve to be yourself. If people are giving you the wrong kind of attention, that ain't your fault. It's theirs. Heck, I think they should be in the chair you're sitting in right now.
Probably try to sniff it. Repellent little bloodbaths.
No! She would get off the couch and they try to sniff it. I've only seen that happen once. Not in real life, but in like a TV show. Jesus. Nova gets it wrong, says Jesus Christ. Sam and the client both hiss in response. Shut up. Alright, give me a new explicitive to say this stream, and I'll say it instead.
no kink shaming, of course.
But she still says it's no kink shaming. That's funny.
So what happened after you killed Cormac?
The Neil clan came after me and Abby. They found him, took their swords and went, stab, stab, stabby, stabby, stab, stab, stab.
Cheese and rice? Okay, I'll say that next time.
But Abby just laughed. That's how I found out he was undead already. Gave me the willies.
Gotcha. Okay, so vampire boyfriend, human medi so far. I feel like Hades' blood and darkness works pretty well for vampires. Okay, first I'll say cheese and rice, and then I'll say blood and darkness.
When they couldn't kill Abby, they decided to kill me instead. And that made him very upset indeed, because I belonged to him.
Oh.
That must have been terrifying.
I wonder how she got this boyfriend. Like, how'd they meet?
I suppose mostly hard. Lots and lots. Getting stabbed is much fun when you're immortal.
I ain't too fond of it as a vampire neither.
True.
Abby fed me his blood, though, and then I became like him. When I woke up, the Nail Clan who tried to kill us were all properly dead.
Proper dead?
Well, almost dead. They still had a lot of blood left, and I was hungry. The Nail Clan was ever so cross, though. They captured Abby and sealed him in a tomb with some forgotten spells. He's still there, as far as I know.
Whoa. Okay, so they weren't together actually for a very long time, and they actually managed to lock up this guy. Didn't the other woman, what's her name? She wasn't called the Countess, right? Isabella? Oh, Signora! We've been calling her Signora. Didn't Isabella also say that, like, one of her benefactors is, like, locked up and they'll come for us all?
What happened to you?
I didn't have a future with my tribe. I insulted both my clan and Cormac's clan by killing their chief. My only choice was to be alone. That's the wisest choice.
Her first time as a shut-in.
Well, let's focus on you, huh? You say you've been living alone ever since then?
Of course, my silly cowboy man. We aren't mortal anymore. We will always end up alone. Why waste my time?
By and large, most people ain't burning witches and selling their daughters. That sort of thing's frowned upon by mortals these days. There are laws out there to protect folks now. It ain't like in old times.
But you still can't kill people, to be clear. Or just leave the bodies around.
May I tell you a story, little mouse?
Yes.
All right, tell me a story.
Once upon a time, there was a very pretty young lady. Pretty, but also crazy. Like me. The pretty young lady Mary had moved in with her cousin, Mrs. Hultridge. At first, they got along quite well. But one day, Mary started acting naughty. She would shout, act unladylike, and even say that Jesus Christ wasn't very special.
Oh, she should say cheese and crackers instead.
Mrs. Hultridge liked Jesus Christ very much and wanted Mary to like him too. When she didn't, this embarrassed Mrs. Hultridge. She began to think something was wrong with Mary. After all, who didn't like Jesus Christ? Mrs. Hultridge said that Mary had begun to vomit up pins and buttons, nails, glass, and bits of wool.
And then that was a witch thing to do.
Instead of being grateful for the free gifts Mary was vomiting up, Mrs. Hultridge said that she had been attacked by 8 witches in spectral form.
Grateful for the free gifts she was vomiting up. That's scary. But 8 witches? Huh?
Now, just so happened that all 8 of those witches lived very close to the town where Mrs. Hultridge lived. Despite their magical prowess, the 8 witches were captured and put into the stocks, and all the people of the town were told that the women did not like Jesus Christ at all. So the Jesus Christ-liking people threw rotten vegetables and poo at the witches. And, just for fun, they gouged out the eye of one of them.
Oh my god. I mean, cheese and crackers.
Then they kicked the witches out of town and lived happily ever after. The end.
Oh, they just kicked them out? They didn't kill them? Also, sorry guys, I'm kind of cold. Let me get something and then I'll be right back. I don't know too much about like other places that have witch trials. I wonder what kind of day and age that was.
Well, that ain't a pleasant story.
Oh, it was very unpleasant. It hurts very much to have your eye taken away. But I like my new eye. It's fun.
She really just did that. She really just took out her eyeball. So is it a real eyeball? No, surely that would rot, right? It's a cool glass one that she made pink. Because that's pretty cool. So, also in this instance, was she not married? Maybe it was her friend.
I was 1,500 summers old or so when that happened. The world hadn't changed much then. I don't think it's changed much now.
I'm sorry that happened to you, Meddy. You're right. Folk can be pretty awful when they get riled up. That ain't changed.
Oh, don't be sorry, little mouse. I like my new eye. Also, the story has a happy ending.
Oh yeah? What's that?
After I had my eye taken away, I took Mrs. Haltridge's parts away too, one by one until she died. It was so much fun.
Man. So she was one of the witches who got her eye gouged out, and then they banished them, but she came back and killed people. So, like, how did they capture her? If she was, like, that powerful. Better yet, if they managed to capture them, why did they not just kill them? Maybe they didn't know how. Maybe they confused her for a witch, and witches die differently than vampires?
That's a little morbid, Meddy.
Morbid Mary? Oh, I like that. It's very clever, little mouse. But you see why I'm careful now?
Yeah, I get it. But look, there's one thing that's different now, and that's...
The UN exists. What we're doing right now. Liberal democracy has solved everything. No.
It's what we're doing right now. In all that time up till now, therapy ain't never existed. We only just started looking at ourselves and the way we think.
It's true. Therapy is relatively new in this kind of form, and also less stigmatized in this day and age. And we're on a good path here, I think.
Before recent times, we only looked at gods, government, and society. The self is a new frontier, and we're learning stuff we never considered before.
I think, like learning about the self was still popular, and like, we got a lot of philosophers in the old age, but I don't think it's ever really been applied in the same manner.
The frontier can be kind of scary, but being on that frontier means moving forward. Come with me.
And also some of the philosopher stuff was just like stupid.
Silly mouse. If something feels scary, that means that there must be something to be scared of.
Oh, God. Okay, so this is I'm alone. This is always happens to me. This... gonna read. Overgeneralization. Always be the same. That sounds right. Let's do it. That's her main one anyway.
Medi is transmuting her feelings into reality. If this is a skill known to some elders of our kind, I have not observed it.
Blood and darkness. Her feelings into reality.
Silly mouse. If something feels scary, that means that there must be something to be scared of.
Now hold your horses there. Yeah, it might be true that sensing something scary means there's actually something scary out there.
Horses. Lots of musing on the self and philosophy for ages, but it was definitely different and a lot more metaphysical, spiritual, yes. Horse sounds.
But that don't make it necessarily so. If fear keeps us from exploring, we can't experience new things, good or bad.
Suppose that's true. But good things are temporary. Bad things can last forever.
I have trouble necessarily disagreeing with this. Oh no.
Would you like to hold my eye?
No, you're deflecting! But yes, I want to hold it.
Oh, that's all right. You keep it.
I know a girl who's really into eyes. You might get along. She might want to hold it.
I get what you're saying, Medi. I ain't saying not to be careful. Just acknowledge that a feeling doesn't make reality. I know you've been through a lot and you got damn good reasons for being careful. But there's a reason you came to me, right?
Yes, but it wasn't because I wanted to go outside. It's because of my fans. They're very demanding.
Right. That's why we were talking about your going for walks and went down this rabbit hole.
Or, in your case, a mouse hole.
She's got the jokes. Eyes, get that emoji out of here. You're scaring me.
Anyway, therapy usually ain't about just one thing. It's about lots of things. If the problem is your fans, we gotta imagine unlife without them, right?
Unlife.
Don't want to lose them all. Some of them are gentle. They're too weak to hurt anyone, which is why they don't.
Inglonius, welcome to chat. Why did that not work? I'm not sure what you did. I saw some emojis. Is that what you're going for? Too weak to hurt anyone, which is why they don't. No, this is should state. Wait, is this a should statement? Because like they can't, so they don't. Can't, should. Fuck.
Beneath her smile, Medi has a darker view of humanity than most. Is the only reason the weak do not hurt the strong that they cannot.
Nope, yeah, I got it. I like it. Spoop. Oh, shoot! Ah, no! Ah! Oh. God dang it. 1 second. Uh-oh. I lost my ring. Uh-oh, 1 second. Am I okay? No, I lost my ring. Oh no. Oh god. Oh jeez. Alright, I'm gonna have to look for that after stream. Oh no, I'm sorry. Anyway, okay. I understood what they were going for, but I can't seem to apply it. I'm doing terribly today.
Don't want to lose them all. Some of them are gentle. They're too weak to hurt anyone, which is why...
Beneath her smile.
You really think weak people would hurt others if they were stronger?
I get, yeah, overgeneralization. Alright.
Little mouse, I've been alive for a long time. I believe what my eye shows me. Yes, if one is capable of hurting another, they do.
This is just a new image that we're just gonna see a lot this session, I believe. I believe that's what my eye shows me. Yeah.
They can, but they don't always. You ever seen them capybara animals?
That's so funny that he's bringing up capybaras specifically. It feels like he just watched a YouTube video about them, or just like saw on his Instagram reel, or whatever the vampire equivalent is. Yeah, I think so too. Go to hell.
They're dang massive rodents and could do some damage if they wanted to, I reckon.
Oh, yes! Oh, they're very cute. People like to share animated pictures of them in my community.
Some folk are like that. They just want to sit around and have someone scratch their bellies.
Is that what you want, little mouse? Do you want me to scratch your belly?
Stay away from me. Stay away.
What? No, I'm just saying, don't assume everyone's out to hurt someone. Yeah, it happens. Of course it does. But that kind of thinking ain't giving folks their fair shot.
Can't believe I embarrassed myself like that first time someone enters my chat. Amazing.
Don't know what I'll do if I don't have my followers. I can't live the way I used to before the machines took over. Oh, they expect so much of me now. They send me messages all night and all day. They need content.
Oh no, yeah. Now it's all content. I imagine this game could be a little different, say 5-8 years ago.
God, if I don't give them their content, they'll all leave. Their attention spans are like those of little bugs, but they're not as cute.
Not the cute bugs. Oh, sorry. There's actually something to choose. Okay. I'm gonna say... Could be overgeneralization again. Or it could be disqualifying the positive.
Okay, I think we need to talk about moderation.
Oh, I already have moderators, silly mouse. Any major content creator has to have them.
Mods! Kill them. Literally. For her, not me.
I don't know what that stuff means. I'm talking about moderation in your thinking. What if you gave your fans only what you felt comfortable giving?
Doesn't matter what I want, silly mouse. They just want me to overreact to video games.
Ha. Stares into camera. Let's see. Doesn't matter what I want. Feel like that's bad. I mean, it is, but like, what do I apply this to? I don't know if overgeneralization is the way to go here, because like, I don't know. Maybe. I'm just gonna try it.
Mitty,
Oh, look at that.
Mortals want only one type of content is forcing you to make only one type of content. Your assumptions are keeping you from doing things you like, and you deserve to do things you actually enjoy.
Yes.
You're very kind. I thought cowboys were supposed to be tough.
Oh, you should have seen my last client. I pulled out a gun on him real fast.
Who says I ain't? I just don't have nothing to prove no more. Here, why don't we try something new for next time, since going out didn't go so well last time. I want to challenge you to take a day off. Don't answer any messages, don't post no content. Just do something for you and you alone. Take a sick day.
Yes. Take a sick day. Use your PTO. I know that really doesn't apply to content creators because you make your own schedule, but you plan for it. That's the difference.
But we never get sick. We're dead people.
They don't know that, do they? One day. That's all I'm asking for. You need to give yourself a little space.
Don't they, though? Because, like, don't some of them want her to kill them? Or is it like... They hide bodies for her. They know that, right? Or maybe they just don't know vampire anatomy specifically. I guess that could be true.
Very well. Since you've been a very kind mouse, I'll do it for you.
No, do it for yourself. That's the whole point.
I'd prefer it if you did it for you, but we'll work toward that, huh?
Oh, I wish I had a big piece of cheese to give to you right now.
Boundaries.
A lactose intolerance is kind of a side effect of death, but I appreciate the sentiment. I'll see you in a month then, okay?
Hers was up pretty fast.
Great. I'll see you then.
Bye.
You are doing well, my friend. I know we old ones can be rather inscrutable sometimes.
She's human. We all are, ain't we? The way I see it, we all got the same problems one way or another.
Your wisdom never fails to impress, Samuel. I believe it is time for you to follow your own advice to Miss Mitty, however.
Ooh, I get a day off?
All work and no play makes for a dull vampire, as they say.
Yeah, you're probably right. I might hit the hay early and do a bit of reading.
If you must take out some aggression on Hay, then please do so. I shall see you soon, my friend. Rest in peace.
I love when people aren't up to date on euphemisms.
Good night, Andy. Dang, I wonder how I'll feel about humanity when I'm 1800. Heck, I wonder whether there'll even be a planet.
That's depressing. Alright, it sounds like there's a new reading thing. I haven't been reading any of the journal entries. Let's go to the very end. Okay. May 13th, 2024. Had a great weekend. Needed to get out in nature again. Saw a bunch of funny birds. It's underlined. Never saw back home and just enjoyed staying out under the stars. When I did run into mortals, they didn't speak a lot of English, but they could definitely do the accent. I guess they think all Americans sound like me. That's true. When I've met people in the European region, they went to like a Western accent for some reason, even though a lot of movies has like a Hollywood accent. Couldn't get too close to them though, so I had to live on the local wildlife blood. I drank from a boar, not bad, but could have done without the bristles. I'm back in Leipzig now, just learned 3 more cognitive distortions. Think I'm getting the hang of this thing. Oh, is this not updated? Oh, maybe perhaps it was the clients that were updated and not... Let's see. Good reasons for not being fond of mortals. Yeah, I think this is what was updated. Still fun.
I guess it's time to drown my existential woes in blood. Howdy there, Crimson.
You're sounding a little weary there, cowboy. You getting enough to drink these nights?
Oh yeah, that ain't it. Just existential ponderings.
That's just my specialty. What's eating you, buckaroo?
Will there be a planet, Crimson?
It's this old client I got. She's been watching humanity hurting itself for 1800 years. Every time she expected better, she got hurt. She ain't wrong to mistrust mortals.
That's a tough one. What do you do with someone like that?
Well, I tried to guide her to look inward like I do with everyone. People are people, but so is she.
How do you think she took it?
I wouldn't say poorly, but not as good as it could have been. She's willing to do it, but I don't know if I convinced her.
I don't know, Crimson. I'm not sure this lady's even wrong in her judgments of humanity. She accepts it for what it often is. So she's giving them what they want, even at her own expense.
Sounds like you've been on the right track to me. She's never going to be content making other people happy. Especially if she's not on the same page as they are.
Coincidence? Alright, I'm gonna turn down this music again.
Dang, Crimson. I can see why Andy respects you so much. You done some living, sounds like.
Death at the door can put things into perspective. I get where your client is coming from. Changing the world isn't going to happen, but we can at least change ourselves.
I don't think that's true. The country I left definitely ain't the country I was born in.
The wheels turn a little slowly for us mortals, cowboy.
If that was intentional, it's very funny. Yeah. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Back in DC, I was trying to push policy to do something about our poverty problem, but the kind gentlemen across the street were pretty happy to make things worse. When I got my cancer diagnosis, that was my wake-up call to stop getting disappointed and start living with the little amount of time I had left.
Working at a bar is more rewarding than being a member of the bar, huh?
Aha!
Not bad, cowboy. It's got its charms. Here, I whipped up something special for you.
Oh, we've gotten this before. I don't know if they're gonna call it the same thing, but we've seen this one before. This is good.
That ain't half bad. Got a refreshing taste.
Rose hips. Just a little something extra. Been experimenting with some herbals for Andy.
Guess old dogs like us can still learn new tricks. Thanks, Crimson. I think I'll hit the hay now.
You hit that hay, Desperado. I'll see you later.
I think it'd be super funny if he actually had hay in his coffin, like, get, stupid hay.
Got a lot on my mind tonight. I think I need some rest. Now, what should I do to relax?
Reflect on the day with Emerson. Watch a man get his butt burned a lot with a hot iron. Go to sleep. I don't really want to think about him, but I don't know if I want to do anything else.
I always pick up a little extra perspective from Ralphie Waldo. Emerson, that is. Let's see if I can find a good passage. Bingo. In the woods is perpetual youth. Within these plantations of God, a decorum and sanctity reign. A perennial festival is dressed, and the guest sees not how he should tire of them in 1,000 years. In the woods, we return to reason and faith. There I feel that nothing can befall me. No disgrace, no calamity, leaving me my eyes, which nature cannot repair.
Eyes.
In the wilderness I find something more dear and connate than in streets or villages. In the tranquil landscape, and especially in the distant line of the horizon, man beholds somewhat as beautiful as his own nature. Ain't that the truth? Future's always ahead, no matter how old we get. That's enough for one night. Time to visit Dreamland. Maybe I'll see my princess there.
Princess! That's his horse, by the way, guys. Eyes. Get that emoji away from me! Get it away!
Samuel, my dear, I do look forward to our chats. How are you feeling tonight?
How am I feeling tonight? How are you guys feeling tonight?
I gotta confess, boss, I'm a little down. I love helping other vampires, but getting therapy myself sometimes ain't much fun.
Oh, is it my turn? To therapy again?
I understand. Looking in the mirror is difficult for any human, much more so when they don't cast a reflection.
You ain't kidding. It just seems like there's always work to do, you know? Like my walking in the woods for 90 years wasn't nearly enough time.
90 years.
I dare say you are correct. I believe that we must never cease our walking in the woods. There is no mystery deeper than that of our own existence.
Where do vampires come from anyway?
I want to know. Great question.
Well, Samuel, when two vampires love each other very much...
Andy.
Come on, boss, that's not what I'm asking. Where do we come from?
The answer to that is much older than recorded history, my friend. But let us focus on you. We should start with some meditation and determine what thoughts are most important to you
No,
right
but
now.
I want to know the history of vampires. I want to know the origins.
Close your eyes and envision your place of comfort.
Oh god, okay. I'm gonna do better than last time, guys. I'm not gonna be stuck in a perpetual loop, I swear. God, I'm getting so many reminders to meditate lately. It's a sign. It's your weekly Thursday sign.
I ain't good at being a therapist.
I'm good at being a therapist.
Is my hat weird?
Is my hat weird?
Ich bin Sam. Ich bin ein Kuhman.
What does that
Election
mean?
looks real bad back home.
Oh no. Election looks real
Dr.
bad.
Drake
home.
thinks I'm brain damaged.
And me.
Why'd my mama have to marry that asshole?
Mother issues.
When's the sunrise?
I don't know.
The Senora hates my guts.
Senora hates. No, she complimented us.
Sure wish you were still here, Jeb.
Who's Jeb?
Actors need help, that's for dang sure.
That's true. That's not wrong.
Wish I had more book smarts.
Oh, but you read every night.
Betty scares the heck out of me.
Oh, but her eye's cool.
You're an idiot, Sam, hurting all them folk.
No, you're smart.
Why'd I join up with a gang in the first place?
Come here, you.
How are you feeling now?
I did it. Keep perfect focus. That was an achievement I could have made. I did not do that right the first time.
I'm way more centered now. I think I was actually afraid of therapy today.
Why is that, my friend? What thoughts came up?
Dang, imagine focusing. Me and my ADHD brain? Impossible. One time, and this was recent, I said to myself, I'm gonna get butter or something like that. And I said that 3 steps away from my fridge. I opened my fridge and saw cream cheese and thought, I should throw that away. And then I was like, why did I come here?
Well, after last time, I think I was stewing a bit. Just being real angry at myself for joining that nasty cult in the first place.
They preyed on the vulnerable, as cults tend to do. If you had been a man of means with a robust support system, I doubt they would have noticed you.
Yeah. I was watching one of those like Wired interviews or something where like people who have been in cults analyze cults in movies and like talk about how accurate it is and stuff. And there's a lot of cool, take that with a grain of salt, cool, interesting facts about that.
Yeah, I know. And honestly, I'm mad about that too. I mean, my country did me real wrong and put me in that sorry state to begin with.
This sounds like a proverbial can of worms.
Yeah, you could definitely say that. After we talked last time, I kept thinking, what could I have done differently? And the answer amounts to horse shit. All that law-breaking I did, all that murdering and stealing and doing no good, that was my country failing me.
Am I putting off? Oh, interesting. I have one thing on my bar right now, and I guess that's for me.
Let us slow down, Samuel. You are making a bit of a logical leap. I have great admiration and empathy for you, my friend, but it is disrespectful to those you hurt to blame anyone but yourself.
This is true. Yeah, that's what I was going to say until I saw this bar here. He's no doubt the country was failing him, but also you did do those things.
I mean, I guess I could have died. Suppose that would have been kinder, but that's a lot to ask a boy to do.
I am not suggesting that you should have died, and I do not suggest that your country was without fault. However, your country had its role, and you had yours.
Maybe he's blaming a lot on the country because everybody else is like, you're American.
You are using a cognitive distortion called blaming.
Oh.
When we engage in blaming, we ignore or wipe away our own faults, attributing them to someone or something else.
Wow, I learned a new one. That's why it was blank.
Our faults are precious, Samuel. We cannot be ourselves without them. Do not wipe them away.
I mean, I just wish things hadn't been the way they were. If my country had taken a better trail, maybe I would have turned out different.
Differently. I am sorry to interrupt, but Senora Deste might correct you less gently. Now then, perhaps it would help to put blaming into perspective. It is always humbling to see ourselves in the mirrors of our minds, is it not? Let's try some examples. See if you can tell when I am blaming.
He's gonna test me, and then a week later I'm gonna forget because I did not study.
I turned into a bat the other day and flew right into a tree. Who put that tree there?
Blaming.
Blaming someone else, or the tree, for you being clumsy, that ain't gonna do anyone much good.
Watch out for that tree.
I smacked into my fair share of trees back when I was a youngster, but that was definitely my fault.
Of course. There is no shame in being a novice flyer as a young vampire. But we can be insecure creatures. That's our humanity at work. I was unable to perform in bed with Crimson the other night. It must have been her fault.
Now you know he's never disappointed. I'm just kidding.
Dang, that is some blaming. Takes two to tango, boss. Maybe there's some bad blood brewing between you two, and I wish I hadn't heard about
No,
it.
it's just an example. It's an example.
Do not worry, my friend. Crimson and I bring each other great satisfaction.
Look at him, so pleased.
All right, I get it.
I said nothing lurid, Samuel. Why are you so distressed?
Yeah, actually, let's talk about this. I wonder if we're gonna get into. He's very. He puts himself at great arm's length from sexual topics, which is not a problem. But I wonder if it's like something he needs to work on. You know.
Well, singing great satisfaction. It's like hearing your parents talking about their sex lives. I mean, not that you're. I mean, forget I said it.
Oh no, he called the teacher mom. Oh no, he called the teacher mom. Haven't we all been there though? Right? Haven't we all called our teacher mom at some point? Right? That's a universal thing.
All right, Samuel, let us move on. The interface on this widely used new vampire dating app is so modern. How do they expect anyone to use this cursed thing?
You got called mom as a babysitter. That's cute. Yeah.
Come on now, boss. Not every app out there is designed too good, but we can't expect machines to run themselves. Well, that's some blaming right there.
I feel like this is a rare case where all of these examples have been the distortion. Usually there's a few that aren't part of this.
You are correct, Samuel. It was only hypothetical, of course. I do endeavor to keep up with the times.
Do not worry. I know how to use the apps, as they say.
By the way, thank you again for teaching me Control-V and Control-C the other night. What a delightful trick.
Oh, you're just learning this? But also, I'm surprised that Sam knows about that.
Oh yeah, way faster than going through the edit menu all the time.
Shortcuts are key.
You youngsters always find the latest tricks. Let's keep going, though. Did you see the football game the other night? My preferred team played with great skill and should have won. The referee was clearly an agent of the Dark Lord.
Who's the Dark Lord for them? Is it just like the devil? Do they believe in devils? Do devils exist? Is that canon?
And now hold on, Andy. I think I saw the game you're talking about, and you're just blaming the ref for your team's mistakes. You got a great tight end, but one that plays a little dirty.
Excuse me?
Okay. Yep. You can... Oh, wait. You can't use the emoji. Don't forget to use the channel points to hopefully unlock an emoji. I think if you get like 420, that you can unlock a specific emoji.
I didn't mean it like that. Oh, heck, I can't talk right today.
Oh, no. Not only are you calling the teacher mom, you're also saying things like that.
It's quite all right. Isn't getting dirty the point of play? It is the fault of the cursed sun that we must live in darkness.
Well, the sun can't help being the sun, so don't go blaming it.
I like that Sam approaches these as if he's not going through a test right now. He's like, ha ha ha, what are you talking about, silly guy? Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot of Mordio hmms. It's an army.
The way I see it, we got our place. That ain't nobody's fault.
Oh, I just realized you can't see chat on stream. Hold on. It's because I had to change the game capture. There we go. Now you can see all the Mordio hmms. Whoop. Okay. Fixed. There you go. You got it now.
Well done, Samuel. Perhaps the sun is even more brilliant in our memories, and seeing the real thing would spoil it.
Well, that's one way of thinking about it. I think I get it. I ain't trying to erase what I did. I'm just bitter that I felt like I had no choice at all. And it all goes back to the United States taking my daddy away for their manifest destiny.
United States of America.
I'm mad at him, too. Dying for his country. What kind of nonsense is that? How'd his country pay him back? By making my poor ma marry a drunk who beat the daylights out of her and his kids? Ain't no damn wonder I turned out the way I did.
That must have been devastating, Samuel. Countries are not human. They cannot feel. And stories such as yours prove it.
I mean, what the hell, Andy? My daddy's corpse didn't give a shit about no United States of America. It's kind of funny when you think about it. He died fighting the British so the U.S. could say they own Missouri. Who the fuck cares?
I mean, it's a little important, but also, no, totally right.
I'm telling you, Andy, the best thing about being dead is realizing how little that nationalism crap matters.
Desire for identity can create monsters worse than we. What happened after your father died?
Well, we didn't have nothing. The money was running out, so my mom got married to a hard man who drank even harder. He beat up my older brother, Jeb, for fun. And once Jeb started fighting
Jeb's
back,
his
dear old
brother.
stepdad came for me. And that's when my brother killed him.
Oh, no. Now I sit in ads. No, I'm sorry. Sorry, you're sitting in ads. I can't even tell right now how long it is, so I do apologize. Once you come back, actually, I'll just write in chat.
It sounds like a tragedy from my own country's mythology. I am sorry that such a thing happened to you, Samuel. Your brother was brave.
No kidding. We went on the run together, but he was the one who kept us alive and fed, mostly through stealing and begging. Once we stopped being cute, begging didn't work anymore.
Oh, no.
So we moved up to robbing and killing. Killed my first man at 12, and then it got a little too easy.
Man, at 12? Were you not a cute 12-year-old? 12-year-olds can be cute.
That is young. I cannot imagine how difficult that must have been, Samuel. My country asked me to kill at 20, and I still remember how devastating it felt.
Yeah, well, nobody told me to do it. Like you said, that was all me. I don't think anyone was surprised either. When my brother and I rode into a town, you should have seen the way people looked at us. They knew we were trouble, and we were determined as hell to prove them right.
A moment, Samuel. I believe this is an opportunity for some growth.
Back. Okay, so we're talking about our home life, and his brother Jeb and him started robbing people very young, like 12, he said. And he said that like the town didn't like us. They knew we were trouble, and we wanted to prove it.
It's them distortions again, huh?
I probably missed this lighting up, but maybe.
To err is human, as they say. Do not be discouraged. There is something in what you just said that you cannot be sure of. Can you tell me what it is?
I didn't even pay attention. I was too busy in the story. Hi, Coffee Gamer Mamuff3. Thank you for the chat message. I stopped being cute. That was the thing. I was labeling myself as cute. People knew we were trouble. Nationalism is neat, actually. No.
I guess there ain't no way of knowing that people thought we were trouble.
Yes, we learned this with Medi.
That's right, Samuel. There is one way of knowing exactly what they were thinking, and that would be to read their minds.
And is this a power that some vampires have?
Thus is the cognitive distortion called mind reading. Yes, we can weigh evidence and make predictions, but never with complete certainty.
Yes.
I was a dirty little thieving murderer. I don't blame
Labeling.
him for judging me.
Though I guess he was thieving and murdering. But was he dirty? I don't know.
First, that's labeling. Second,
I was right.
one of those people might have been patient and gentle, one that had an experience like yours.
He's not just
You cannot
that, is
know.
the point.
With your mind reading, do you see how you made everyone your enemy?
Yeah. You're right. You're damn right.
You're damn right. You know, I suppose being a therapist himself, he could be more open to, like, knowing when people call him out on stuff. And I'm sure that's true for people in general. Like, the more you learn something, the more you can recognize patterns and you can be more accepting of criticisms of yourself.
No one expects a child to be perfectly aware of themselves and the world, Samuel. Remember, start with compassion for yourself. Here, let us do an exercise to help you recognize mind reading. Jesus Christ would have disliked the idea of anal intercourse.
I know that's mind reading right there. Unless you asked Jesus Christ himself and he told you, there's no way you'd know how he feels about butt sex.
Did you hear that, guys? Did you hear that?
Very good, Samuel. Many in my time have claimed to know the mind of Jesus Christ, and none of them have ever even met him.
You were there when he was kicking around. You ever meet him?
What's he gonna say? Is he gonna say he's not real?
No, that part of the world was never really vampire-friendly.
Okay, alright. He wasn't there. That's fair.
The chair you're sitting in is one of his, though. Magnificent, isn't it?
What?
Jesus Christ made this chair?
I bought it cheaply before he became a big deal. He was certainly ahead of his time as a carpenter.
Are you just fucking with me? Are you just fucking with me? He's fucking with me.
Dang. Now I feel awkward sitting in this thing.
It's more than 2,000 years old, Samuel. It is still just a chair, and it's experienced millennia of past wind. Don't worry about it.
Wait a minute. If this chair was made by Jesus, I would think that it's at least a ship of Theseus situation. It's definitely been upholstered and changed out multiple times, because ain't no way.
Crimson is upset with me because I forgot to take out the garbage. I know because she told me so.
No, she said so.
I sent my friend Vlad an internet message, and he left it on read. He must hate me.
No! Oh god, ads. I'm so sorry. The worst part about becoming affiliate, by far. He left me on red. He must hate me. He hates me!
That's some mind reading for sure. There's no way you know what Vlad's thinking. Maybe he wasn't ready to answer, or maybe he forgot.
Very likely with me.
Excellent, Samuel. That's correct. There are endless reasons why Vlad would leave my messages on read, and only Vlad knows them. Reading too much into an internet message is a massive waste of time.
There you go. There you go. I don't like the red feature. I don't. I'm glad that I don't have an iPhone, okay? And I'm pretty sure those, you can see if they read your message or not, right? Or can you disable it? I don't know, but anytime I have that on like social media, I always disable it, because why give yourself the anxiety? I think it's 3 minutes of ad an hour are supposed to mean that there's no pre-roll ads. Oh, I see. I usually watch through YouTube. Yeah.
The Pony Express was a lot healthier, I think. This internet stuff makes people get real nutty.
For sure.
Mortals are in more of a rush than we are, I'm afraid. Let us continue. One of the patrons of my club was having dirty thoughts about me. I know because I read his mind with my vampiric powers.
So that's true. So then yes.
I told our bouncer, Bert, a funny joke the other day. He was quiet, but very amused.
I guess that's mind reading.
How the heck would you know if Bert was amused by your jokes? That's clearly mind reading.
If someone was laughing, though, you can... It's not mind reading, right? Sorry, I got distracted.
You are correct, Samuel. No one knows what Bert is thinking. I like to think he dreams of butterflies. But who can say?
I don't think he's thinking of butterflies.
Oh, you don't know that, Sam?
Then you are mind reading, Samuel.
Aha.
Let Bert be Bert.
His name is Bert also. Vlad Bert?
Yeah, I guess so.
I believe you now understand that mind reading may have closed the door on some opportunities for you.
Thank you. Let it be. Let it... Alright, I'm done.
I suppose. I can't really know either way, but I guess that's the point of all this. Knowing what's real and what's not.
Exactly, Samuel. So tell me, what happened to you and your brother?
Yeah, what happened?
You don't know already? I thought we were famous Wild West outlaws.
No.
They called us the Handsome Boys on account of the fact that we were young and good looking.
The Handsome Boys. Is this a real thing? I wouldn't put it past them to, like, reference a real cowboy thing.
I think we made as close to a living as possible while keeping up a life like that for some 35 years.
I, too, am tired to be so anxious anymore. I have an antidepressant to help. Let's go. Yeah. That kind of thing can be useful for sure. I'm still considering, like, if I'm too anxious and if I need to be, like, helped. So, more of that to come.
They stopped calling us the Handsome Boys eventually. Mostly they just called us those two sumbitches. Jeb and I married a pair of sisters, even talked about settling down in some kind of fashion. I guess we got greedy though. One last big job, as they say in the pictures. Met this fella in a saloon who'd heard of us. Went by Ernie. He said he'd help us take down the Pioneer Missouri Bank. A take of $30,000, split 3 ways.
That sounds like a lot of money for back then.
That's about $1 million in today's dollars, but that kind of money was unthinkable back when.
Yeah.
We got the money all right, but my brother got shot in the head. Dead before he even hit the ground.
Ugh.
I didn't know who did it, so in my rage, I killed every soul in that bank. Ernie and I ran off with that dirty money, but weren't nothing the same after that. When she heard the news, my sister-in-law was screaming so loud she scared the coyotes away. My wife left with her that night, and I didn't see either of them ever again.
And he had a kid at this point, too. I mean, if he never saw her again. Had a child.
Not sure I wanted to. I had $15,000 and no interest in spending it. Just sat there in a sack. When Ernie invited me to join his gang, I saw no reason not to.
He was 1 week from retirement. You're right.
I'm pretty sure I signed that devil's contract as soon as I started killing them folks in the bank.
I am sorry, Samuel. That is a truly horrifying story. I can hear the pain in your voice. Your brother was precious to you.
Yeah. He wasn't a good man, Andy. But he kept me safe. Without him, I knew I'd be doomed. I was certain I had no choice but to join the Mystic Bastards.
I'm gonna learn to do distortion.
Yeah, I know. Cognitive distortion.
I know you know, Samuel. A new one, but I think you can identify it on your own. What is the cognitive distortion you are displaying now?
Too sure of my fate.
I was so sure I was right to join the Mystic Bastards. Ain't nobody could have convinced me otherwise.
Indeed, Samuel. This
Always
cognitive
right.
distortion is known as being always right. And when you are always right, your choices are limited, even if they lead to doom.
Oh, I don't really have too much to say thoughtfully about this, but I do like what this is saying right here. When you're always right, your choices are limited, even if they lead to doom. I feel like that needs to be highlighted somewhere.
We become so convinced that only we have the appropriate perspective, even in a world of infinite possibilities. One would expect immortals to be immune to this distortion after seeing their beliefs challenged over generations. But we are just as susceptible to being always right. Let's try some examples so you can identify when I am always right. I have the experience of ages. My authority cannot be questioned.
Okay, Boomer.
Is there even a label for him that's older than Boomer? Okay, Boomer. That's funny.
Excuse me?
Just something I hear the kids say when old mortal folk are acting like they're always right.
That's funny. I like it.
The folks born after World War II are real good at destroying the world, but they assume age leads to wisdom. It ain't necessarily so.
You are always right about that. Well done, Samuel.
Oh-hoo!
With my multi-generational economic expertise, I am confident that market conditions will result in mass layoffs in the next quarter.
I don't know. It's probably a good guess, though.
Hold on, you can't know that layoffs are...
I did not say that I was certain, just that I had earned
okay,
confidence
so-
in my prediction.
All right, that makes sense.
Modern stock markets are run by a cabal of dark cultists, and one can make educated predictions about their behavior.
You heard it first here. Modern stock markets run by cabal of dark cultists. He's right, though. He's right. This man is right. Don't boo him. Oh, I don't have a booing sound clip.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes. They sacrifice all to the dark god of ever-increasing profit. You should know this, Samuel. Their dark gospel reigns supreme in your land.
Oh my. Wow.
Oh, right. I guess I never thought as institutional investment bankers as dark cultists, but you're right. That's exactly what they are.
If only they had chosen a more ethical god than unrestrained capitalism. I know that turning another into a vampire inevitably results in resentment.
That sounds like you're always right. I know a lot of us vampires ain't too happy with our lot in life, but we ain't always resentful.
That is correct, Samuel. Of course, we must be careful when choosing whom we turn and when. Choosing to live forever is not a choice casually made.
And he's doing that with Crimson. Like, she's choosing not to.
It ain't usually a choice at all.
But we will endeavor to break that cycle, my friend. We have enough clients already without having more resentful immortals running around. Let us continue. I know for a fact that vampires become misanthropic as they age. I do not need your perspective.
And now hold on, you ain't always right. You thinking we're gonna turn into misanthropes is limiting you from making new vampires, but that's just your thinking.
I wonder if there's any incentive to make new vampires, though. I guess, like, it can only help out individual people, right? Unless there's some new, I don't know, ecological benefit to vampires, I wonder. Maybe there is.
Very good, my dear Samuel. Caution is warranted when bringing a new soul into the dark, but I must consider perspectives other than my own. I have not had much good fortune with my children of darkness, but I am indeed not the only judge of character.
You got kids, Andy?
I had many dark children before I recognized the gravity inherent in doing so.
How many?
I only wish more of my brethren could learn what a responsibility it is to begin the unlife of another. I know the internet is a passing fad. I have seen technology come and go, so I can trust my own expertise.
This is one I definitely don't think is true.
I think you're doing a little always right there, Andy. A lot of folks had unwavering confidence that the fax machine was going to stick around forever, but they weren't right neither.
Truly? I still use my fax machine. It is the preferred mode of communication among vampires here in Germany.
Heck, I guess that just proves no one is always right about technology. I think I get it, boss. If I had found folks to listen to other than myself, maybe I wouldn't have joined up with Ernie's gang.
Perhaps, perhaps not. You had plenty of reasons for making the choices you made. Reflecting on them is what helps us to grow.
The medical people still use faxes, but they don't keep up with them. It's not even just medical people. It's like, basically any practice, I think. I bet banks still use them. I bet lawyers still use them. I bet, what's another old institute? Police.
Yeah, I'm a lucky fella all in all. I did some stuff with those vampires that I was pretty sure erased any humanity I had left, but I was wrong.
Most things with signatures, if e-signature isn't accepted, ugh.
Them transcendentalists I hold up with were ready to help me no matter how nasty I was. And I know I've done a lot of thinking on my own, but I owe them everything.
I've done a lot of thinking on my own, but I owe them everything. Is that so, Samuel? Can you point out your own distortion there?
Disqualifying the positive.
It's my old favorite sneaking up on me, disqualifying the positive. I did plenty of work on myself.
That's right, Samuel. And why were the transcendentalists able to help you? We just went over it tonight.
They were able to help you because I wasn't they weren't able to help me because what I learned in boating school is
I realized I wasn't always right. I was ready to start receiving help.
Excellent, Samuel.
I did it.
Your capacity for self-reflection, and so quickly, is truly inspiring. I almost feel as though my blood
I did it,
is
guys.
circulating on its own.
I did it.
Oh, come on, Andy. I'm just a fella.
You have earned a reprieve from disqualifying the positive, my friend. Embrace it.
Oh, does that mean it's going away?
I believe we have had a productive session today. Let us not press matters. This is difficult work, and you are handling it wonderfully. How do you feel?
You know, I feel okay. Somehow it's better than feeling good. What happened is what happened. Some bad stuff happened to me, and I did some bad stuff. None of it lasts forever. That's the nice thing about having all the time in the world.
Your trials have made you wise indeed, my dear Samuel. Now rest, my friend. You shall soon share your wisdom with your clients. I wish you a good night.
So I know this would be a good place to end tonight's stream, but I kind of want to keep going because next week we are not going to be streaming at all. And while I certainly won't finish this game tonight, I do want to make a little more progress.
Yeah, I believe it's early coffin time for me tonight. Have a good night, Andy.
You as well, Samuel. Rest in peace.
Might go another half hour.
Samuel, greetings. You look a bit pale. May I offer you something to drink?
Do they look unpale when they drink?
Yeah, you got any drinker's blood?
Drinker's blood? I need some alcohol in my body.
I know you are joking. You will not dilute your blood before a session.
That's not what this says.
Yeah, I know, you're right. I just don't know who I'm meeting tonight. Is it gonna be Dr. Drain or that Lord Luridus fella?
Who is Lord Luridus? Oh, God. Hello? Bring me back. Lord Luridus. That's Drain. That's Keen. I don't know who this is. Oh, wait. It's his alter ego. Duh. Sorry.
You only met a single individual last time, and you will meet only a single individual this time.
God. He convinced me so bad he was a different person that I forgot.
Do not let Dr. Drain's avoidance of accountability confuse you.
Yes.
You saw the guy, though. Lord Luridus ain't nothing like Dr. Drain.
And why do you think that is, Samuel?
Blaming! He's a demon or something. Opposites attract.
Well, maybe it's easier for Dr. Drain to blame Lord Luridus.
Correct, Samuel. A mild change in personality would be within Dr. Drain's control. Luridus is not, and therefore, Dr. Drain relinquishes control.
Is Luridus kind of like a... Is lurid here the key word? I don't exactly know what that means. Someone look it up for me.
Prepare yourself, my friend. Let us find the darkness that lives within Dr. Drain.
Okay, so he's got... I established should statements earlier. Blaming for sure, we just talked about that. Always right, I feel like, is also true. Should... Oh, wait, no. We already got should statements. Control fallacy, yeah. Now one more. What do? I don't feel like he really talks to people enough for that to be right. Disqualifying the positive, perhaps. Very vivid in color, especially so to create an unpleasantly harsh or unnatural effect. Okay. Vivid in color. To create unpleasantly harsh. Well, that certainly is true. Unnatural effect. Okay, I feel pretty good about these distortions here.
All right, I think I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Do not fear, Samuel. I shall not let Dr. Drain hurt you, no matter what he is calling himself. Do what you do best.
All right, guys. Who do you think we're going to meet? Who do you think's coming up?
I will, I promise. And here he comes, whoever he is today. Doc.
It's him. Back to the OG, yeah.
Somewhat taciturn today, then. Well, don't be upset with me. I did warn
Blaming.
you about that beast. At least now you recognize the urgency in being rid of him.
Blaming.
Perhaps now we can stop beating about the bush and actually fix my addiction problem.
He looks like Dimitri from Anastasia.
I'm here to help, but if we're gonna lick this thing, we gotta do it honestly, and that means getting to the root of the problem.
I tire of this self-examination process. There must be something efficacious that I can do. Perhaps some sort of aversion therapy. I am willing to do whatever it takes to make that villain just go away.
Then you gotta be willing to address the big old elephant in the room.
And what is that?
You are... He's kind of hot. Do you really want to get rid of him? He's not that bad.
You and Lord Luridus ain't two different people. You keep talking about him like he's someone else, but you both got the same brain in there.
Complete and utter nonsense. You've met him. We share absolutely nothing in common. And what's more, I am fully aware that he hates me.
Ooh, you're telling on yourself, brother. You're saying you hate yourself. Ugh. I feel like I was going to say something specific about him. Oh, I like his glasses, by the way. I like these red frames. I should get some for myself.
Take a look at this note he left on my desk.
He wrote himself.
That's supposed to be you there with the micro penis?
That's a pretty, like, proportionally, this penis is pretty, I would say large, right? Like, if we were to zoom in here, like, this is the bottom, this would be, like, where the leg breaks, right? Like, half of the leg, right? It's pretty big. Mordio, don't me, okay? Disillusioned Milo Thatch vibes. Oh, he does also has the hair of Milo Thatch. He drew this about himself. That's the funniest part. And Masha, no, don't you Mordio me too.
Indeed. Juvenile humor, to be sure. Certainly nothing I would produce.
Can you draw the same?
Ain't he got the same penis, though?
It's the only one I got. Really? I think you can quote buy more with the channel points at this point. Ain't he got the same penis?
Quite so. I have no doubt he does the most terrible things with it.
So somehow he's got a different brain than you do, but the same penis. Something ain't adding up here, Doc.
So funny. You're tired. No, it's okay. Don't feel obligated. I was just in case people aren't aware, because I wasn't even aware that I could do that. He's got a different brain, but the same penis.
I resent what you are suggesting. I have no effect on what Lord Luridus does.
This is like the opposite of control fallacy. This is blaming, I think, right?
I know you're a pretty responsible fella, but you're giving Lord Luridus more credit than he deserves.
He has a very demure way of sitting, though. It makes him look cute.
What on earth are you talking about?
You know that old stereotype mortals like to spread about us where we can't go into a place until we're invited?
Oh, so that's not true.
A ludicrous idea with no basis in scientific truth.
Ain't you giving Lord Luridus your permission to come in and do what he does when you take that plasma stuff?
I didn't invite him in the first time. I had no idea what I had created. That his presence would become an addiction was not known to me.
I am interested. When did he first realize he has an alter ego? Like, did he write himself another note and says, I am Lord Luridus, and I'm way cooler than you, Dr. Drain. By the way, if you're wondering who I am, I'm you, but better, cooler, and with a bigger penis.
Dr. Drain, you're a scientist. Your stock and trade is in facts, ain't it? Let's leave thought out of this for now. You gotta be my scientist here and stick to what we know.
Yes, tunk, tunk, tunk.
Very well. Yes. The genesis of Lord Luridus was in the actions and choices I took. Are you quite satisfied?
Doc, we ain't here for my satisfaction. Do you really think that?
Well, the fact that I am upset right now certainly lends credence to the idea that you are trying to shame me.
Oh wait, I can't use it. I guess that's something else.
I won't lie to you, Doc. The people that Lord Luridus has hurt probably would have a bone to pick with you. But I ain't here to punish nobody. That ain't the way to help you. In this room, we're working together. You're doing the hard work, and I'm just giving you support. Catch my drift, partner?
Cue the horse noise.
And so you do me even greater shame through kindness. I cannot win. Perhaps I should simply let that beast, Lord Luridus, have his way with me.
Blaming. No.
For a scientist, Dr. Drain can often see the world in extreme terms.
Okay.
And so you do me even greater shame through kindness. I cannot win. Perhaps I should simply let that beast, Lord Luridus, have his way with me.
Is it control fallacy then?
Come on
Yes.
now, Doc. You're jumping right to doom there. There are so many ways this therapy thing could go for you. It ain't we destroy Lord Luridus or Lord Luridus wins. Jumping right to catastrophe just ain't realistic. Already you're fighting him by being here.
That feels like the language they're using for Nosferatu, but in some form it is a control fallacy.
That means there's definitely something in the middle. And working together, we'll make things better. Maybe not completely better. This work ain't never done.
Of course, I am forgetting myself. I am not usually prone to extremes. I shall attempt to be more mindful.
There you go. There you go, son. I need like a little hand that I can use as a cursor to go.
I ain't expecting you to be perfect, Doc. And I don't want you to expect perfection from yourself either. What I'm asking you for is self-compassion. That ain't erasing blame. It's just approaching yourself from a place of understanding. That's a scientific method, ain't it?
No? Or, I don't know.
I doubt many in the scientific community would agree with such a statement, but I believe I understand the thrust of it.
Yeah.
We cannot address facts if we mask them in emotionality.
No, Amasha, we cannot praise the sun. This is vampires.
That's exactly it, Doc. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Indeed. Thus my attempt to synthesize the thought properly.
Very good, very good.
Well, thank the dark powers that made us. Someone in here's the smart one.
Very well. We shall take a strategic, scientifically sound approach. We will agree upon facts, develop hypotheses, test and validate.
We're getting through to him. We're getting through to his scientific heart.
If I rely on the science, I will never be wrong.
Oh, I was wrong.
Hold on a sec. Before we jump in, Doc, I gotta challenge you. Even science ain't gonna make it certain you're always right. The answers science gives you might not be the answers that are best for you. I just want you to keep your mind open, all right?
My mind is always open. I'm a scientist.
I am a scientist.
I'm just gonna reflect that back to you and see if you think that's true. You're saying being a scientist means your mind is always, without fail, open.
Ooh, nice technique, Sam.
Well, I suppose that sounds a bit ridiculous. Very well. I shall endeavor to ensure that my thinking is flexible.
There you go. Great.
Well, sounds good to me, compadre. Let's start assembling them facts. Can I ask you some questions then?
You may. Let us begin.
Yes, we're making progress.
All right, so you told me that the thing that makes your plasma addicting is how good it makes you feel when you wake up from it. From your scientific perspective, what makes it feel good?
From a chemical perspective, good feelings, or positive emotions, are the result of neurotransmitter action. Considering the specific emotions felt in the immediate moment are contentment and satisfaction, it is certain that I am experiencing an oxytocin and dopamine release. It is a primal limbic response. In laboratory settings, we observe a constant drive in animals towards stimulating the release of amygdala-receptive neurotransmitters.
I think you're gonna need to boil that down for me, Doc.
Tell me like I'm 3,000 years old.
I did not come here to teach, but so be it. Ask your questions.
Well, what's the limbic system do?
We learned about this in, Disco Elysium.
The limbic system functions as the emotional center of the brain, responsible for emotional responses such as joy, fear, and anger.
Though I don't think it's a very good teacher, that game, in respects to what that is.
So it's like the part of my brain deciding if I should be scared of a rattlesnake or happy about a belly full of blood?
Precisely. It plays a crucial role in forming memories and making decisions based on emotional experiences. Often called the lizard brain, it's evolutionarily one of the older parts of the brain, indicating its fundamental role in regulating survival instincts.
I've been called lizard brain before, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't a compliment. What's this about neurotransmitters?
Neurotransmitters are chemical messengers that neurons use to communicate with each other. For example, Social bonding reliably triggers a release of oxytocin, creating a sense of security and attachment.
Ah, okay. We can use this for him.
So, if I'm reading you right, when I'm feeling all snug after a good feed, is them oxytocin neurotransmitters doing their thing?
We did, and yes, not the best teacher about how the mind works, but maybe adjacent in how it's about how the character thinks, feels, deals with himself. Think turn. Do we need that as emoji?
Exactly. This process is an integral part of our brain's reward system, encouraging behaviors that are perceived as beneficial for our survival and well-being.
So, survival feels good, basically.
Yes, though I would not publish such a statement in an academic paper.
So what's all this stuff really mean in the end, Doc? Why's this neurotransmitter stuff even matter?
An intriguing question. Naturally, emotion does not have a practical evolutionary application on its own. However, these emotions signal to the reptilian brain whether or not we are under threat.
Oh, well, dang, now I think we're getting somewhere. I think the answer's right in front of us.
It's gonna make me choose an option, isn't it?
Oh? And what is it that your rooting, tooting brain can synthesize that mine cannot?
Yes.
You don't feel safe on your own. Taking that plasma forces you to get that neurotransmitter hit.
Uh-huh. My rootin' tootin' brain is firing. Eh? It's a good joke.
An intriguing theory. However, evidence stands against it. Like it or not, I am a vampire. The only thing that may threaten me is the sun or a more powerful vampire. I should not be experiencing feelings of mortal danger. I am not immortal. Logically, I should know such a thing is ridiculous.
There's them should statements again, Doc. It doesn't matter what logic says. You still got that part of your brain that says it's in danger, and that part doesn't care about logic.
It's true. Brains don't always care about logic.
An astute point, and an inconvenient one. That we should be saddled with such vestigial, primal concerns is most unfortunate.
Can't avoid the fact that we still got them human concerns. At least we don't gotta poop, huh?
Yep.
Oh dear, and you are doing so well. At least I have nothing to fear from you.
What are you saying? You wanna poop? Huh? You wanna pee? Should statement detected.
It's true, though. We're still animals, partner. We gotta satisfy the animal. Just not through pooping.
But we are immortal. Why do we have animal needs, fears, and emotions? What possible use do they have?
Disqualifying the positive. The positive. I was trying to say poop again. The poopsitive. God.
Sometimes, Doc, you are just too smart for your own good. You're logicking away all the good things about being human. I mean, let's say we freed ourselves from those biological concerns. Got rid of all them fears and insecurities and quirks. Why are we doing anything then? I don't know about you, Doc, but I don't want to turn into a computer. All them great discoveries and works of art came from our humanity.
Let me hook you up with Senora, and perhaps she can teach you the beauty of humanity. Or maybe not, I don't know. She's still working on herself. This guy wants to upload his brain into the interwebs.
Perhaps it is so. Do you know, I met Isaac Newton several times. The young fellow was motivated indeed, but it was his human vindictiveness that made him so effective.
Look at him name dropping.
All those motherfuckers who called me a nerd are going to pay, mark my words, he would say. Or something along those lines.
The gist was there.
So, he was making sure none of those motherfuckers could hurt him.
That was certainly part of it. It was not just a love of science that drove the man. It is such a disappointing notion, however, to think that we cannot transcend our reptilian brain, even when we are beyond death.
I'm giving him something new to despair about. The power of spite.
We're dealing in facts, though, and I think what we're coming to is that your reptilian brain doesn't feel safe.
Which is absolutely ridiculous, but I must admit that it is somehow true. Ugh, what a devastating revelation. Dr. Drain, for all his scientific achievement, is just an emotional little laboratory rat who bases all his decisions in fear.
That feels like labeling, but we don't have that here, so I'm going to go with disqualifying the positive.
Man, you just jump right to that extreme. You're probably the smartest fella I ever met, Doc. You ain't a science god, but who is? I think there's a lot of room between being a lab rat and being the perfect logical being.
You are, of course, correct. I am letting my emotions get the better of me. Most unscientific.
Doc, I want to go back to one of them things I was telling you about in our first session, and that's self-compassion. Let's say you had some vampire apprentice, a scientist like you, who didn't know nothing like what you know, and said they were down on themselves for all the reasons you are. What would you say to them?
I'm afraid he would say that they're being stupid and illogical. But that's exactly the point, I guess.
Well, I would explain that progress is non-linear. The scientific method, in fact, celebrates failure. That which does not conform to theory still informs theory.
Yeah, that's better than what I was thinking.
Any chance you could put the scientist away and talk to their human side?
Well, I suppose I would say that it is fine, that all things are temporary, and the universe does not care to condemn them.
Oh, there you go. He's making progress.
So how can we get you to say them things to yourself, Doc?
My situation is not the same. I was trained in the age of discovery. I bear the responsibility for that age.
I just recently rewatched a skit that was just like, hey, when your friends do something wrong or make a mistake, what will you say to them? Like, of course I wouldn't blame them for we're all growing as people make mistakes, it's only human. So what about theoretically if I told you made a mistake? Oh god, I made a mistake? It's exactly that. Bonk, bonk, bonk.
But if this project of mine, to create the blood that will sustain the world, is not what I am here for, then what is my purpose?
Well, let me ask you, what's the purpose of a gopher?
We are made by the blood. We discover the blood. We give the blood. Made by the blood.
Rodentia, Geomedae. Rodents endemic to North America, known for their tunneling ability and as agricultural pests. I believe they are the prey of owls, snakes, and coyotes, and are omnivorous themselves, consuming vegetables, insects, and small mammals.
I wasn't expecting you to be so thorough. I don't think I knew half that stuff.
I have come to learn nearly everything there is to know about mammalian biology as a result of my research. Please get to the point.
I think I forgot what it was now.
No, Sam.
That is not encouraging.
Hold on a sec, I think I've got it.
Hold on. Give me a second. I got it. He's like a gopher.
Well, see, you're kind of like a gopher.
Am I now? Pray tell, how am I like a gopher?
Well, you live underground, and you're real alert all the time.
Sam, no!
And
that's it.
Sam, no! That's not what I thought this was going.
Science, save us.
Hold on, I think I remember now. Gophers have a purpose. Driving people crazy, that's what. Used to wreak havoc on the farmland back in Missouri.
This can't be it, can it?
Absolutely ridiculous. That is not their purpose. It's an ill-informed anthropocentric philosophy defined and subscribed to entirely by said anthropocentrists.
Okay, maybe this is actually where we're going.
Well, I didn't know bugs could do that.
Anthropocentrists, not arthropods. Humans. Homo sapiens.
He's had it up to here.
I am saying that you have created a purpose for the gopher that the gopher is entirely unaware of.
Yes, okay. We're back on track, baby. Best way to get the right answer is to confidently state the wrong one. Yes.
So, who made your purpose, Dr. Drain?
He did.
What? Well, I did, I suppose.
So if you made it, you can change it, right?
Yes.
But how could I change my purpose? I have always been a scientist. So that's what I am.
Okay, so not one of these. Labeling. That's labeling.
All right, well, let's take that scientific approach and try to figure out who the man behind the scientist is.
Very well. If we look at the behavior of our subject, myself, we can infer a few things. If we examine my behavior, one can draw a comparison to a threatened higher-thinking mammal. I spend much time in ensuring personal safety and security.
What about your more peaceful moments? What do they look like?
I don't have any.
I believe these feelings are only medically induced through my special plasma. However, Dr. Drain appears to be at rest when he is full and satisfied.
And your synthetic blood doesn't do that for you?
I am forced to admit that at present, it does not.
Dr. Drain, What do you think of drinking something a little more fresh and human? I will not. I do not have to. That depraved vampire, Lord Lyridus, is the source of all that is base and vulgar about my person.
You're doing it anyway. You're doing it anyway. All right, blaming.
Doc, you're blaming Lord Lyridus for something common to all vampires, including yourself. We need blood. That's just how it is. Ain't Lord Lyridus' fault.
Wow.
Now, I know you ain't comfortable with that need, but you can't offload everything you ain't happy with onto Lord Lyridus. That just makes him worse.
You have not been listening to me at all if you believe I have absolved myself of all vampiric frailty.
I didn't say that. I'm saying you're distancing yourself from your needs by saying they're Lord Lyridus' needs.
Excuse me. That's very very good and direct. That's, good job, Sam.
Well, what if you indulge Lord Lyridus once in a while? Maybe you could keep him from coming out.
Food for thought. Food for Loridus.
Do you not understand what I have been working toward for the last 400 years? I will finally be able to transcend this thing that I am. I shall be a parasite no more.
Control fallacy.
Come on, Dr. Drain. You're a scientist. You know mankind ain't got that kind of control over nature. Ain't you ever seen that movie where they bring back the dinosaurs?
That film was scientific drivel. Its simplistic understanding of DNA should have alienated its audience immediately. But then, who can guess with Americans?
You ain't there yet.
It was a good story, though. And in the end, it wasn't a story about DNA. It was a story about controlling nature, which I'm sure you know ain't never worked.
He's got his movie analysis glasses on.
Your argument does not hold weight when your source of truth is a fantasy film.
But why do we tell stories? We're in a story right now. Why are we telling it? Tell me, Dr. Drain.
Dr. Drain, we really got to talk about some kind of middle path here. Back home, we tried the whole abstinence thing a few times, and it didn't go too well. We tried to stop drinking, and that just made people only do bad drinking.
Yeah.
We tried telling teenagers sex was evil, and that just made them want it even more while being ashamed of themselves.
We're still doing that.
What if you just tried to do some of them things Lord Lyridus does? Just don't do them the way he does.
I find the idea utterly repellent.
He's got, like, the Christian guilt, but for vampires.
Yeah, but then you go and take that plasma, and Lord Lyridus makes the decisions. We don't want that, right?
Fine. I'll drink some blood.
We have a lot downstairs, willingly given. Why don't you come with me to the dance floor and play a mini game?
But I warn you, Sam, the price of failure is most dear. If I should lose my humanity, all of humanity will lose.
That is control fallacy, I think. Or it should? There's should in here.
Doc, you really can't be
I was
putting
right.
the weight of the world on your shoulders. That ain't something you can control, compadre. Now, I know you're a capable fella, but the world is gonna turn with or without you.
You think so? I can't imagine someone with my highly rational mind feeling so strongly if my prediction weren't firmly rooted in fact.
That feels like always right, but I can't click on it. So it's something else, I suppose. Perhaps it's labeling?
I know it all seems real heavy right now. Just show yourself a little compassion and patience. Beating yourself up over a future that ain't happened yet isn't gonna help you.
Oh yeah, what's the great quote that I've heard somewhere? It's like, stressing only borrows pain from tomorrow. That isn't right. I don't know. Maybe I'll think of it at some other time.
We need to go back to this thing I brought up before. You're a smart fella, Dr. Drain, but sometimes you're forgetting vampire commonality. We've all felt like the world was ending or that we're awful monsters. But them feelings are our perceptions alone.
That's another fallacy we talked about. I know, but I can't remember. It's the... Is it overgeneraliz... No? Whatever, it's not on here.
Yes, I'm aware. Perhaps I've been a little too human in my foibles.
I have not been saying this word right. I've been saying it foibles like an idiot.
However, you forget my training in history. I am not an average vampire. I was trained by the great Professor William Harvey.
I'm not like other vampires.
I have had 4 centuries to unlock the secrets of animal biology. I have a duty to humanity and to my own legacy. A duty I should not fail in. Otherwise, what was it all for?
Should statement. Maybe you say it the right American way and he gets to say it the British way. Should.
Hold your horses there, amigo.
Horses.
You say you've got a duty to humanity? Well, that ain't scientific at all. It ain't just anthropocentric. It's Dr. Drain-centric.
Ooh.
Nobody said you had to do anything.
I don't know why, but saying Dr. Drain-centric feels very much like a rapper sort of name.
Remember when we first started talking, I told you about them
I think it
should
was Dr.
statements?
Dre. Is that why
That's what
I'm
you're
saying
doing,
that?
compadre. Just remember that them shoulds are yours.
Yes. I must be frustrating to you, Sam. I invoke the same delusions over and over again.
No, and so who cares what I think, right? Isn't that... You don't really care what I think, right?
Hey, come on, Doc. You should be proud of yourself. You know what the difference is between you and vampires who never improve themselves?
He's here.
You're here. You've made a commitment to getting your head on straight. And you're getting there, my friend. Already you're making some big changes and investing in yourself. I can see it.
Yeah, praise! Praise!
So let's cut Dr. Drain a break. How about it, amigo? He doesn't need the weight of the world on him. There's only one thing he should do, and that's have a little understanding and empathy for himself. You get me?
Praise the sun. Put that sun away! Put it away!
Yes, I get you. Very well. I shall try to keep a clear head. And I will arrange to drink some real blood. There's plenty of it in the lab. I shall just liberate some of it.
Yes, there you go, buddy.
Good man. We'll talk about how it's gone next month, all right?
Indeed. Until then, Sam. And thank you for your patience.
Yeah, he thanked me.
I ain't got nothing but time, amigo. You can thank me by being patient with yourself.
Yes.
All the same, you have my thanks. I shall see you in a few weeks then. Farewell.
Well done indeed, Samuel. I think we are starting to see a new version of the good doctor in the making.
Yeah.
I hope you're right, boss. That fella's awful hard on himself.
That is normal, my friend. Being a vampire takes a lot of self-acceptance. He is only taking his first steps in discovering this.
Yeah, fair enough. It took other people forgiving me for me to forgive myself.
And now you pass on this gift of compassion to Dr. Drain.
Beautiful.
Now, Samuel, the evening is still young. See what the night has to offer downstairs.
All right, we're going to go downstairs and then go to sleep and call it there.
That sounds good, Andy.
Rest in peace, my friend.
Rest in peace. Well, it's fun watching you for a while. See you when
always
you do
come out
Final
of the
Fantasy
dark sessions
14.
feeling
Yeah,
dumber than
that's
ever.
tomorrow. Oh, I'm so glad we had that long session. Bye-bye.
I'll check
Feeling
in with
dumber.
Crimson. She's always got some bartender's wisdom to share. Howdy, Crimson. Looks like a nice crowd tonight.
They're always a nice crowd, cowboy. We like to maintain an asshole-free zone.
Very good.
I'll try not to be an asshole then.
I'm not worried about you, cowboy. You had a session tonight, didn't you?
Yeah, with the doctor fella. We had a hard talk about what being a vampire means. He's having a hard time coming to terms with it, even after 400 years.
I can understand that. I've stopped aging for the last 20 years and don't know how I feel about it yet. How do you think it went with him?
I think it went well this time.
I think we're finally getting somewhere, actually. It's funny. A lot of vampires forget they're human, but he keeps forgetting he's a vampire.
It makes me wonder how he was turned, you know? I don't remember if he talked about it. I don't think so.
But just like we can't opt out of being human, we can't opt out of being vampires either.
Unless... No.
Must have been a hard talk, cowboy. I sometimes wonder what I am. Staying the same age, drinking Andy's blood to live. Don't get me wrong, I like not being dead, but I still feel like I'm living on borrowed time.
Is this a good time to ask why you don't just join the dark side? It ain't that bad being dead.
I wonder if this will hit a nerve.
I'm just not sure what I'd do with forever, you know? Eternity's a long time.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing too.
Yeah, I think a lot of us vampires can't answer that question either. And I don't think there's one answer anyway.
There you go. So I guess I'll keep putting off the question.
But nobody's rushing you, Crimson.
You think I'd let anyone? But thanks for listening, cowboy. Now why don't you go mingle?
Yeah, let's boogie.
There's a new fella in the kink room who's very interested to meet you.
Oh, a new person? I can't wait.
I guess I'll go be social then. Thanks, Crimson.
I say I can't wait, but you know I'm gonna be going, ah, the whole time. I can't really do that emoji. I'll do this instead.
Wait a sec, that
Oh! Wait a minute, you know this person?
Greetings, my child.
You say Kiaran, right? Is that the name?
Keep your distance, amigo. I know our kind ain't had good history, but I ain't in the mood for an exorcism or nothing.
Oh, never mind. He thinks... Okay. I mean, he does have a cross on his head.
Ah, my child of the dark. If I were to exorcise you, nothing would be left when I was done.
Oh, he does have a priest collar. But also he's here. What's this guy's deal? This is the chillest regular use of a kink room that I've ever heard of. Yes. Actually, I'm just looking at it for the first time. Look at these stairs into this couch. That's fancy. I like that. And they got, they got a little vampire Dracula guy over here. That's fun.
Only the good Lord is free of sin. We are all children of darkness.
Well, I mean, if he must be a good sort if he's here.
Holy smokes, what Bible have you been reading?
I know my scripture, my son. However, I am by scripture and dark metal ordained, not by any church of man.
Oh.
So, you're some kind of freelance priest?
Yes, I suppose I am. It is the only way I can give succor to those who need it most.
Oh.
So I gotta ask, seeing as we're in a kink room, what kind of sucker are we talking about?
Yeah, what kind of sucker are we talking about? I'm sorry, guys.
I follow in the path of the Lord. I share my body, and I share my blood.
You know, Jesus did do that. He made people... Jesus gives his blood all the time, and his body. I like this. I like this thinking. It's very logical. I get it.
Ain't this a little blasphemous for your kind?
That's really great. I love that.
To whom, my child? God is in everything, including you, sweet vampire. Can God blaspheme against himself? I merely wish to give comfort to those who live in darkness. And so, I choose to live in darkness with them.
How old is this person, do you think?
Come, my son. I shall give succor to you.
I know this is a kink room, but I don't like him calling me son.
Well, alright. Maybe if you stop calling it that.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
My son, I do not
Oh,
wish to meet the Lord
come
already.
on.
Oh, shucks, I wasn't trying to kill you.
All right. No, I don't like the noises. I don't like it. I don't like the noises, guys.
Thou shalt not want, my son.
No.
Are you comforted?
Ah.
Yeah, I guess I am.
Ah.
I know those of my faith have hunted your kind. Perhaps we fear our own sin, so we seek the sins of others.
Oh, this line goes hard.
I seek only the Lord in everything, as do we all, whether we know it or not.
You ain't wrong, I suppose. Hey, a little awkward, but what's your name, fella?
Yes, let's know.
I am Kieran.
Oh,
It
well.
means little dark one. The night always did call to me.
Kieran.
Well, Kieran, I'm
Kieran.
Sam, and I appreciate the blood. but I'm gonna turn in. A little sleepy now.
I get sleepy too when I drink, eat.
Go with God, my child of the night.
What a short encounter.
Yeah, I'll do that.
No, the ads, god dang it.
A fine evening to you, Samuel. Are you ready for tonight's session with Senora Deste?
Oh god, ads are playing right now, but this is the time where we need to save. This is where we're gonna stop for the night. So I feel bad. It's ads about ads. All right, I will have to just save and then cut the stream. I do apologize about that. We're still getting used to what ads are like on our channel. So I'm going to try to look for one of those timers or something. I think there is something like that, but I just haven't put it on my end yet. So I am sorry about that. I'll try to time it better. So I guess I'll just close it out anyway. That was it for Vampire Therapist tonight. Tomorrow we're going to continue our Final Fantasy Dawn Trail progress. I enabled the setting that should have been putting up notifications, but I don't see any of that in chat. Maybe it's only on other view. And I'm looking at my OBS, so it's not working on my OBS. So maybe it's somewhere else. But anyway, we'll take care of that later. I'm gonna say goodnight now. Sitting in this hot room is making me a little nauseous. So I'm just gonna say goodbye here. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you tomorrow. And if not then some other time. Goodbye.